Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday, we're right back to the top of the workshop looking at the top performing map of the moment, and it's unsurprisingly this one. A creator we've done 8 times in the past, not since episode 1203, which was actually shortlisted for Map of the Year for last year. Didn't quite make it, but it was very close indeed. It's a creator who's averaging on these shows 13 stars, averaging, and that includes his early stuff, which wasn't quite so good. He's got a 15-star appearance, possibly the greatest map of all time. I think he deserves his very own intro. Yes, it's Bringer of Fire. I don't know whether that was cheesy or classy. I really have no idea. The map, however, is not cheesy. It's very classy. So much in it's going to be a slightly longer show. So before you forget, I think let's get this out of the way right at the beginning. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Yangtze by a Bringer of Fire. Okay, based on the real life location, only inspired by the real life location rather than based. It's completely hand drawn and hand built. There's your start square. Very pleasing. I love start squares that look like that. They just give you a little bit of interest, plus some interesting bonuses in there as well. We have plenty of buildable space along the river because river. We've got strong resources, mostly in the field painting, but accessible across the map as well. But field painting is still good for industrial areas. We've got all of the little fishes. If you have Sunset Harbour, that's always good too. And then off to the workshop, which is not going to be very busy because it's 100% vanilla, nicely written description, and amongst all of the images, breakdown of the map, and we've given a nod to some of the big names out there, and some of the classic names out there, and nod to it. There's a mountain for a Canya, there's a shout out for Yangtze, and so on. I mean, I could go on. I'm not going to go on. I think if they're one of the big names, they've got something. Sadly and disappointingly, there was no Bonbon Island, but hey, I can't have everything, can you? Anyway, down to ground level. Yes, 8 times we've reviewed them. Episodes 223, 235, 539, 567, 600, 696, 842 and 1203. Where they got 11, then 13, then 12, then 13, then 15, then 12, then 14 and 14 stars. And not surprisingly, today's map is going to be right up there. I mean, only on 3 occasions have they not got at least one 5-star rating at the end of the show. 3 times out of 8, they've not got a 5-star rating amongst the final ratings. It's ridiculous. The quality, the quantity, and the imagination, the creativity. I mean, they're best known for dams, but as it says in the description, which I flitted directly over, this is not a map about a dam. It's a map which has a dam in it. And boys, it's obviously inspired by the Three Gorges Dam, scaled down because you have to do these things to make these things fit. But it's inspired, and the whole map is inspired, and it's incredibly playable. If you play this map, you're going to be busy for many hours and happily busily happy. Now again, because it's Bringer of Fire, not only have we got a dam, we've got creative use of vanilla assets in places where even I was looking at 1 or 2 things going, how did you do this? And I deconstructed it, and I found out some very creative work there, Bringer, without wanting to spoil too much. In a similar sort of way of my I had a little showpiece last year where I did something that never been done before in Cities Skylines, and you've kind of run with that and done even more amazing stuff with it. And yeah, you just can't see it. You really can't see it. You can see the start square though. There's your start square, double roundabout intersection, nice and busy and fun and ready to go and clean and crisp. No mass transit, so we haven't got any lane mathematics, but it kind of doesn't matter that much, really, to be honest with you. And this intersection coming up here, this is super swirly. Again, do read the descriptions. Do always read the description, anything you subscribe to. This took them a long time. In fact, the whole map took them a long time. And then they managed to accidentally delete it, and they had to rebuild it completely from scratch. But better, of course. There's some pillar work under here. Look at that. I mean, just look at that. Okay, just look at that. Look at the mountains in the background. The mountainous background is just eye-catching. Okay, I have been and had a look in Google and whatever at some of the images of the area, and we are similar in sort of the styles of mountains. Again, we're only inspired by the areas, not having to recreate exactly. And the theme, where we are using the Stray Cats Territory Homecoming theme, along with the Relight Cool Luck today, as suggested, it looks really good. It kind of sort of matches the aesthetics of the area, again from Google Earth. There's obviously no street view there, so it's hard to tell specifically, but it does look pretty reasonably close, I would say, in terms of the overview. And anyway, yes, I'm not really talking about the map too much here, because we're just following. We've got two sets of highways that intersect at that big swirly intersection thing. A nice little rail over road bridge, very cleanly done. You can expect no less, really. I mean, you've got to remember, the top maps on the workshop are the ones that have been on the workshop since the beginning, mostly. Yeah, I say mostly because there's a couple on the front page there which belong to Bringer, which just says so much for the quality of their work. They are top drawer, and we can all learn something from them. If you want to learn about map making, open one of the top map makers. It doesn't have to be Bringer. It could be whoever you particularly like, whether it be a Sidai or an Anabu, depending on the genre of map that you're looking at. Open up the map and just break it down. Sirens? Yes, different sort of sirens, that one. Anyway, yeah, break it down, pull it apart. Just look at how they've structured and how they've made things. Like today's map, you look and you're going, oh, I bet he's over the tree limit. Nope, not over the tree limit. So it's 100% vanilla. There's no need for, I mean, you probably want the 81 tile mod. You will ideally want the theme, the LUT. And in the second half of today's show, I will be, oh, look at this little gap here. I mean, again, look at the detailing there as well. Beautifully done. I'm going to be opening up Theme Mixer in the second half of the show, because I want to see what this map looks like with some alternate themes. Because if anything, it looks great. The map looks great. It needs a custom theme. And look at these tunnel entrances here. How's this done? How is that done? People? Tell me. I'm gonna have to deconstruct that myself as well. I haven't done that one yet. I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, if anything, I mean, it looks great. Would a different theme make this map look iconic? And of course, that for me is when we've got. I mean, to my great regret, the last, what was it, Valhalla. I gave it 14 stars. It was I didn't give a 5th star for gameplay, for aesthetics. And I think had Valhalla come out before Revelstoke, Valhalla would have got 5 stars for aesthetics, and then Revelstoke would have also got 5 stars, but then I would have had to have found something like a golden seal of approval, because it's even more so. It was even more iconic. So yes, and I'm feeling that with this particular map, if it wasn't for the excellence that we've had from Revelstoke, Revelstoke is iconic. This map is, I would say, iconic as well, but could it be more so? Could it have a stronger theme? So what we'll do is we will in the second half of the show, we will trial this with a few other themes that I picked out that I think look pretty good, that give it some alternate appearances. I'm not trying to give this appearance, because this appearance looks great. Look at that loopsy boop there, loopsy boop. Yeah, not trying to match up this appearance or get something similar, but to get some alternatives. So if you're looking for something a bit more iconic, then you've got some options to go with, because one way or another you really have to play this map. One way or another you really have to. You should be subscribed to it already. You should have already liked it before this show even started. You should have been onto the workshop going, yep, Bringer of Fire. Subscribe to the map and like it, because I'll be playing it at some point, because you will be at some point. More interesting tunnel entrances there. I would call those more interesting, but the way that those footpaths over the top have been done into the roof kind of has a Chinese style with the you know how they do with their the ornamental roofs. It has that kind of visual to it. Anyway, some footpaths leading up to the upper part for the crossing of the dam. Yes, we've made it to the dam. And the rail crosses the dam as well. And then you see all of this and you go, how? I mean, yes, door. Where does that door come from? Obviously, no, that's the gun placement, but it also looks like a big industrial entrance as well when done like that. How is all this done? What are these buildings on the top? Plenty of deconstructions to be done. In fact, I have deconstructed this section to have a look for myself, and I learned something. And it's one of those things that for me was hidden in plain sight. I never even noticed about a specific vanilla asset. All of this 100% vanilla as well. All of this, no DLC, just 100% vanilla as well. If you have the base game and you load up this map, this dam will look like this. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Every time you think there's nothing more that can be done within the game, vanilla game, Bringer breaks the game and does something new. Anyway, we'll take a brief intermission. Hopefully you haven't got an ad blocker, because we're going right back to YouTube ads. Thank you. And so back to Yangtze by Bringer of Fire and the shipping routes. Okay, interesting choice of shipping route. I don't have a big problem with it. Shipping route up in the dam, and it loops about and goes back out. I would have thought a dead end route would be preferable, but I can't see any big problems with it, like cruise ships, you know, going for a little look at the dam. Anyway, water flow through the start square. Yes, we've got enough water flow. Yes, it's wide enough and deep enough and strong enough that you won't have any problems with a base game style play, pumping and drawing. And look at the map. Just look at the complexity of this map. Look at the design. Remember, all of this is drawn by hand. All of this. We've got to start with the dam. I know it's not about the dam, but we've got to start with the dam. Come on. If I didn't start with the dam, you'd be miffed with me, wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure. Look at this. I mean, how? I always say this, how? Why? That I know how. That I know how. I'm guessing some of these are pillars. The pipes are outflows just raised right up or something. And yeah, there's the... I just never know. I just never know what Bringer is going to bring next. I'm just absolutely agog with the quality and the immensity. And I mean, it's taken a year to put together, and it shows. It absolutely shows in the attention to detail. There's not a single detailing. Well, I've got one detailing question mark on the map, but you're not going to get. You're not even close. It's a question mark. It's not even a query. Loving the tree work as well. Remember, well within the tree limit here. Interesting rock work. I don't know what was going on there, but interesting rock work. Yeah, the mountains are all interesting shapes, believable shapes. Yeah, we have farmland over here as well. Again, the farmland, this is all field painting, good resources out here. If you've got the 81 tile mod, you can get out here and do some strong work over there. Of course, that's if that's how you want to play the game. If you want to play Detailer's game, go for that as well. Shape of the river is just lazy and drifty and dynamic and eye-catching, and again, even if you're running with a vanilla theme, this map is still going to look strong. Okay, that's the thing. This is a map that just sings to you, doesn't it? I'm loving the old almost dry river there as well, where it's just like swapping routes and directions. Beautiful. What more have we got? How about this little river over here? Not just a big river, we have little rivers as well. This one's just got lots of definition and changes of direction. We've even got a little lake up here, which is being fed by a little waterfall up between the mountains. Honestly, everywhere you go on this map, you find something that you just go, this would have taken a day, 2 days, a week, 3 months, everywhere you go. Okay, now look at this. Okay, how do they do this? I know, I've worked it out, but can you work out how that has been made? It's a planter, but it's not a planter. I mean, yeah, it's clear to me what it is, but how it's been done, that's a different thing altogether. Quality of work there. Now, you may have noticed at the start of the show that underneath the water in the dam here, we have got a little dot of oil. I do not know why. It doesn't make any difference if we go under the water. We've got a little dot of oil. I don't know why, but I think it's endearing. I think it's endearing. It's there anyway if you need oil. Then we have more tunnel entrances. This is like a water tunnel. It's like a water tunnel. It's a fake water tunnel. Again, done with the trenches, which have been managed to break and bowed so that they actually go up in the air. Now, okay, question for you. What do you think this is made out of? Because that's not vanilla, is it? Yes, it is. What do you think it's made out of? I'll give you a clue. Again, this is the thing I was alluded to from my work from last year, from breaking the game, something that never been done. Yeah, I'll tell you, shall I? Canals. Again, elevated beautifully. Interesting little detail area down here with just a little pier going out. Just little nods. Again, these are just little things. There are more interesting things to find around the map than this. I just picked out a few random. Load up the map and have a look for yourself. Here we go. So it's kind of got a Chinese feel to it. It's just the design. It's very clever, very subtle. And I promise you, having tried and do this myself, that sort of thing myself, very difficult to do. Now here's my question mark. Again, not a problem with it, but this edge along here, which I can understand, but I don't really... Does that really affect the water so much that we needed it? I mean, I don't care. And we've got some more canals over here as well. Look at how these have been done. I think they're canals. Are they canals or are they retaining? I'm going to have to pull that one apart as well. I think they're canals as well. Clever stuff. Here we've just got a little road bridge going from one side of the river to the other under the highway in between the rails. Again, very crisp, very clear, very tidy. And it's just in place for when you start building here, because frankly that doesn't connect up with the highway in any way at all. It's just Bringer showing off, and quite right, they should do as well. Okay, now let's talk about themes. Okay, I want to, because does this look good? I would say this looks good. Is it iconic? Does it really grab? Let me open up the theme mixer and we'll try out a few different themes and pick out one that we think probably pops. Now these are some I tested earlier on. I've had a look at a whole bunch, a few dozen, but here's one, again completely different. This is called Sunny Coast, and I'm going to move over to a slightly better location. How about over by the fields? I want to get some fields in for the field colours. So yeah, so we're going to get the fields, we're going to get the mountains, going to get the water. So yeah, I really like the aesthetics of this one. Again, it's a little bit different. That one's, again, a bit different. This one is the Sunset Bay theme. Good one for the... I think the mountains are quite iconic. I prefer the first one for iconic mountains. Realistic 1.5.5, temperate, strong, very basic, very strong, very cool. Grassland theme, I think this is the one I would go with if I was going to play the map myself. Again, iconic mountains with that one. Northern Tundra, if you want to have a completely different change of feel, you might want to mix some of these together just to get a slightly different vibe. And if you want to go for a drier vibe, you could go with maybe the rural Nevada theme. But of course, the map comes with the Stray Cats Territory Homecoming theme, which is good. I just don't find it as iconic as some of the others. I haven't got a specific answer though to which one should you use if you want to give a 5th star for aesthetics. I don't think any of those. There might be a theme out there that I'm not tested, or there might be just a theme mix, but then it's not vanilla. So anyway, back down to Start Square. There's a ship in there. Asset of the day. This is the RMS Queen Mary 2 Ocean Liner by Trifolds. There are 2 versions of this when you subscribe to it. This is the building, so it's an electrical building, and there is also a ship version as well, but that'd be way too big to be practicable, I would have thought. Anyway, factoids, because factoids. The Yangtze, or officially Changjiang, is the longest river in Asia, the 3rd longest in the world, and the longest in the world to flow entirely within one country. It rises at Jari Hill in the Tibetan Plateau and flows for 6,300 kilometers in a generally easterly direction to the East China Sea. It's the 7th largest river by discharge volume in the world, and its drainage basin comprises 1/5 of the land area of China and is home to nearly 1/3 of the country's population. Lots of factoids there. I was going to do the Queen Mary, but I could find stuff, but it just didn't seem as interesting. Not as that river. But wow, I'm still wowing over this map. I've edited the review, and I've looked at the map, and I've reloaded the map 3 or 4 different times to do different things with it. RMS Queen Mary 2 by Trifolds, asset of the day. Yeah, done all of that, and even now I'm just sort of like, I've got to check this out. I've got to do that with it, and that's even before thinking about building a city on here. But what do you think of today's map? Come on, be honest. Be honest. Is it a 1-star map, really? Or is it a 5-star map? Or is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count, because at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Oh, and by the way, if you're one of these people that thinks it's funny to troll, don't worry. I have little techniques for weeding those out. So, try it. See if it works, eh? Well, what do I think of today's map? Aesthetically, I've said it several times, I really like it. The design is complex and clever and interesting and dynamic. I think there is a better theme for it than this one. What theme it is, I'm not sure. Maybe one of Vicanya's, I don't know. But I find this one, I mean, it's great. And it's really good. And it's everything. But I just don't feel... I don't quite feel the 5th star. So I'm going for a very high 4. Sorry, Bringer. Don't shoot me. Detailing though, yeah, come on. I mean, detailing gameplay. Is there any argument that either one of these is less than 5 stars? I cannot see it. Detailing's perfection. There is nothing out of place. There's plenty of it. Gameplay potential. So many ways of playing this map and so many options, and it's so interesting that yeah, it's both of those can just like sit there happily at the top. And somebody's going to shoot me in the comments. Please do. Happy to be shot. It's going to get the seal of approval. It's without question top of the shortlist for map of the year at the moment. I think there's another map that I'm looking at the same time at the moment, and we are very early in the year, so you never know. Somebody might come along, some new creator, and break the game even more. But Bringer, thank you for all of the effort, all the time you have taken to put that together. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And if you want to boggle my mind, use the words of the day in the comments. Score yourselves the population points to prove you're part of the 20 now at least. And I'll be back tomorrow with a map which might be better than this one. Maybe.